of people who are here waiting to see them.
And Juliet Ridden, we've seen heaps of shots of Camilla at the Opera House here. Tell us about what's happened with her popularity over the
아예 길게 아니 오페라 하우스부터
거기부터
좀더 가. 아니 레코딩 하고 있어.
She had a big mountain to climb. We are Diana lovers in Australia, and when she first came, this is her fourth visit. When she first came, there was a lot of people who weren't very keen on her at all. But the thing with Camilla is, I say she wins handshake. She wins.
hands down.
No, she wins hands down, but she wins hearts and minds one handshake at a time. When you meet her, you can't help but like her. She's very down to earth.
ABC야?
She listens. She wants to hear from you, and she's funny. She's really funny. She's got a great sense of humour. So people like to talk to her and want to
하늘이랑은 뭔데?
This sort of thing, although it is arduous, is very important for her popularity and for the monarchy.
As we see these images of King Charles, and just for viewers who are just tuning in, this is the penultimate event of the royal visit to Australia. King Charles and Queen Camilla arrived about 20 minutes ago to the Opera House. They went up to the balcony area and to get an official photo, and now they're walking along the crowd, shaking hands. This is, I think, the final opportunity for people to meet and greet on this particular trip. We're expecting a bit of a performance soon, and there's a really nice story to that performance, and we've got someone who's been involved in that to talk us through that when that happens in the next few minutes. But we're talking to Royal, and I'll just also mention that after this there is going to be a fleet review. So yes, there should be some beautiful images of some Navy ships out on the harbour, and the Royals are going to be inspecting those. And there's those iconic Sydney. You gotta love Sydney. Oh, most beautiful city in the world. And that's actually, over the Garden Island area where the ships would usually be anchored. We haven't actually, there's our first image of where some of the ships are. As we understand it, Charles and Camilla are going to get on a boat at the Opera House and sail out there and inspect the ships. And there's going to be that flyover as well. So that should be starting in around 20 minutes or so. But as we've been saying through this royal tour, the times have been very fluid, and they've often gone over. And Juliet Ridden was actually saying that's because King Charles actually really enjoys these events, this opportunity to chat with people. And so, Juliet, how would you say the trip has gone overall so far? Well, it's coming to an end.
Well, I think it's had a very warm welcome. Obviously, we had that thing in Parliament yesterday, but apart from
human beings that are in the Royal Australian Navy, Australian Army and Royal Australian Air Force, so not only the monarch, but the entire Australian population.
And yeah, I'm surprised there's only been 4. Have you been involved in any over the years yourself?
I've been involved in one, so 1986 was the first, 1988 for the bicentenary, 2013.
Are about to arrive at the Opera House.
engaged
Lion hunters.
behaviour, that she told me she is concerned. He has been Commonwealth and taking over from the Queen. Who knows, he might end up being the last royal to be head of the Commonwealth. That is possible. His son, Prince William, has said that he doesn't expect to automatically take that over, and that is something very much for the future.
Okay, I might just point out now that we've been waiting for this impromptu surprise performance by the school kids, and it looks like that's getting underway now, and we've got a special guest after this to talk us through this, so we might take a watch of this performance. Hopefully there's a shot of the actual performers that pops up at some stage.
순간 딱 걸렸네. 여자 친구도 ADC 같다고 듣는데 아니 지금 SNS로 온 거는 어느 방송을 봤고 지금 연결을 열었는데 아니야. 왜냐면은 우리 뉴스미다스 맞아, 얼굴 나오지 않고 배만 나왔어.
Arts unit, and we've actually got someone from the School Spectacular to talk us through. Yeah, it's a lovely story, and I think that maybe the person who wrote the song has just gone up to have a chat to him. We've got Sonia Solander there. Sonia, how are you feeling after seeing that?
Oh, it's so exciting. I'm so proud of them. They did really, really well. It was a spontaneous performance that we've been keeping secret for a couple of weeks now, and lots of practice, and just to watch Ocean Lim there. So it's actually Ocean who wrote that song and who produced that piece of music, and you can hear his voice on the track. So he's actually one of Australia's next big rising music talents. He's only 17 years old, from Northmead Creative and Performing Arts High School, and he was just absolutely beside himself to have his piece selected to be that piece of performance for the King and Queen.
Yeah, and tell us a bit about the school students who are involved in that.
Yeah, there's over 100 students involved, and they're representative of the School Spectacular, which is the flagship performing arts event for the department, and it occurs in November every year. Now, the whole show is actually 5,500 students, so these 100 students have been specially selected for this particular performance, and it's just an exhilarating time for them to be a part of something so special.
Yeah, the School Spectacular is just such a huge event, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Look, logistically, it's quite mind-blowing, and it's such an important, almost rite of passage if you get that opportunity to be part of something so much bigger than any individual school, as a collective of all schools in public schools in New South Wales, to put on such a showcase like that. 41 years it's been running, so we're really, really proud of that achievement.
And Sonia, can you tell us any more about the song?
Yeah, well, Ocean wrote the song Follow Your Dreams for last year's School Spectacular, the theme for which was fabulous because, of course, we were 40. So he actually created that song as a way to say, follow your dreams, pursue your hopes and work hard and you can achieve it. And the students took it on as a bit of an anthem. So it's since garnered incredible success, and we're delighted that we get to use it for this year's flash mob. So there is actually a spectacular festival that goes along with the School Spectacular. So it's bigger than Ben-Hur, but as part of the festival, we actually have a spontaneous flash mob that pops up and performs, and that's a sample of that today. And Ocean's song is being used for that purpose as well. So very, very thrilling for him. He can't believe it.
And as a creative person, how do you feel about the Royals' recognition of creative arts?
Yeah, I think it's so important. I'm delighted with it to shine a spotlight on the arts, particularly in Australia. There's a lot of sport focus and there's a lot of incredible artists. So to get the creative and performing arts out there is brilliant, and there's so much to do. I'm wearing a crazy wreath, which is part of the Premier's barbecue today. It's not my normal
looks like you should have been one of the performers down at the Opera House.
Absolutely. But when we were down at the Premier's barbecue today, they were making art and designing things and making that out of the flora that appears in the Western Sydney parkland. So that was part of the objective there, to show nature and the engagement with nature and education, and to make some artwork from that. So two of the students actually presented King Charles and Queen Camilla with a floral wreath, and they proudly wore that for a moment, which they were delighted about. And it's just having, as you say, music and dance and art and drama as part of the celebration of life and the connection of community. I think that's really important.
Okay, Sonia, love your energy. Thanks for speaking to us today and filling us in on a bit of a background to that performance by those students.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for the opportunity. What a special visit, and we're thrilled to be part of it. Thanks to the arts unit.
And people can look out for the school spectacular in a couple of weeks, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. It's only about 4 weeks away, 29th and 30th of November at Kudos Bank Arena. Come and see New South Wales Public Schools at its finest. 5,500 of New South Wales' best and some rising stars of the future, including Ocean Liam. So can't wait to see
When
you.
it comes around each year, are you like, oh no, it's coming again, or do you embrace it?
It's part of how I define the year now. I define my every year by the theme of the show. So this year's show is All for One, being the 41st year, and yeah, it's a real celebration. It takes a year to put it together. I'm sure you can appreciate that when we travel all around the state doing auditions and finding talent that is literally across the whole state and bringing that together in Sydney for these very special 4 performances only, 2 evening shows, 2 matinee shows. So
Great
it's,
stuff.
wonderful.
Thanks so much, Sonia Slander, for having a chat to us. We might just listen into this now while the Fleet Review begins.